We made it to this point, the championship game of the toughest playoff bracket in high school football. That is set. It will be a rematch of arguably the best game of the season we've seen so far. Number one, Mater Dei beating Corona Centennial to advance, and number four, Servite taking down St. John Bosco for the first time since 2011. Mater Dei and Servite will now meet again for the second time this season, only now in the championship game. As we take a look at the MaxPreps top 25 rankings there, Mater Dei, where it has been all season long, at the very top in that number one spot. Collins Hill moving up to number 3 from number 5 after they beat Pebblebrook. We also saw the return of the number one prospect of the class of 2022, Travis Hunter there, so they're excited about that. But the biggest jumper this week, now number 5, St. Francis Academy, moving up all the way from number 15 after they snapped ING Academy's 19-game winning streak. Let's get you ready for a very exciting weekend. Welcoming in our friend from MaxPreps. We got Zack Poff, who does have his popcorn today, along with Steve Montoya. Yeah, just bring it out early. We need it for this whole segment here. Biggest game of the year. Number one, Mater Dei. Number 4, Servite, and the CIF Southern Section Division Championship. Zack, I want to start with you and the Monarchs. How do they finish this? Where they started the season at number 1?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. Mater Dei controls their own destiny when it comes to finishing the year at number 1 and going wire to wire. They were our preseason number 1, and they've sure looked like it all season. The one team that probably gave them their toughest challenge, though, was Servite during the regular season. Mater Dei won 46-37, but Mater Dei didn't even take their first 2-score lead until about the 8-minute mark in the fourth quarter. And, a couple of keys for Mater Dei to win this game. Number 1, you got to control the line of scrimmage. And if they can shut down Servite's running game, Houston Thomas having a great season this year, and also 3-star quarterback Noah Fafita has been very good with his legs. So if they can kind of limit the running game, that'll go a long way for the Monarchs defense, because that'll allow 4-star outside linebacker David Bailey to get pressure on Noah Fafita. And he had 3 sacks the first time around when these two powerhouse programs played. And also, too, on offense for Mater Dei, the guy I got circled is C.J. Williams. He's a 2022 Notre Dame commit. I feel like if he has a big game, he's been having a great season, and he's been one of the best wide receivers to come through the Mater Dei program. If he has a big game on Friday night, I think that'll go a long way for Mater Dei. But another matchup to watch, too, real quick before Steve hits on Servite, is Cam Sidney, a 3-star corner committed to Cal, going up against 4-star Tetairoa McMillan, a 4-star wide receiver committed to Oregon. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. And when they played the first time around, they were going at it all game. And, Tetairoa McMillan had over 160 yards, but he had to earn every single yard going against Cam Sidney. And Amanda, I'm going to give you my pick real quick. I got Mater Dei winning a tight one, 38-34.
All right, Mater Dei winning a very tight one. There would be their closest win, I think, so far this season. Steve, Zack kind of mentioned it there. Touch on Servite. They would love nothing more than to knock off the number 1 team in the nation. They got a taste of what to expect earlier this season. So if the Friars were to win, how would they do it?
Yeah, and Zack hit on it. It would be in the run game. They have to run the rock, and they got to pound it. And Coach Troy Thomas, I mean, they have 2 losses this year, one to St. John Bosco and one to Mater Dei. They came back and they beat Mater Dei in the playoffs last week because they ran the ball very effectively. They ran it 40 times for 291 yards in that game. In the first game against St. John Bosco, they ran the ball 28 times for 97 yards. So in game 1 against Mater Dei, they had 28 carries for 78 yards. And like Zack said, it let the Monarchs defensive ends and their edge rusher to get to the quarterback. Lots of sacks in that game, few turnovers. I think they have to stick to the run game, and they just got to pound it and keep that Mater Dei offense off the field. And they have some incredible ways to do it with Fafita, running quarterback, Arizona commit, and they also have Houston Thomas, who's, like Zack said, is having a big season and a huge week last week against St. John Bosco. And Servite, you're looking at them, you said, well, they got 2 losses. If they beat Mater Dei, they win in the open division. Do they have a chance for a national title? They do, because, they came back and beat 2 very good teams. Will they end up number 1 if they win? Maybe. But I do think the Servite Friars are going to come out victorious in this game. And fun fact for you, Amanda, my grandfather was the first coach ever at Servite in 1958, won a section title with them in 1960.
My whole jaw just dropped. Everything you said in the last 30 seconds. You think Servite's going to win? What was it, your grandfather who was the first? Say that one more time.
First coach ever for Servite. Won a section title with them in 1960. Was first coach at the school in 1958.
Look, he's bringing all the good juju there, Zach, for Servite. That would be absolutely incredible if they were to pull off the upset.